Welcome to Veriscope, part 5 of the Jenn Soto analysis, and we might as well start straight away. One of the things which you'll notice is she immediately says in her statement, "I can't breathe," and also she uses the word mess in the first sentence, and we will analyze the forensic linguistics as to why that could be the case.
Okay. So the first question is if I can have your last name, and spell them both out for me.
Okay. Jennifer Soto, JenniferSoto.
Mother.
Mother.
Jennifer, tell me how you feeling right now.
I feel like I can't breathe. All I keep thinking about is, where is she? Is she safe? Is she okay? But we're all a wreck. My entire family is a mess. We're just so worried.
When did you?
Okay, so let's analyze that first statement. Jenn Soto has unlimited, infinite ways to answer the question which the interviewer asked. Jennifer, tell me how you are feeling right now. The interviewer is very good. He asks uncontaminated questions. In other words, he doesn't influence the person who he's asking. Jennifer Soto answers, "I feel like I can't breathe. I feel like I can't breathe. All I keep thinking about is, where is she? Is she safe?" So notice that Madeline has been reduced, as Soto does in previous analysis. She reduces her own daughter to the pronoun she. Is she okay? But we're being sensitive. All a wreck. My entire look at her focus. Her focus when being asked about her missing daughter is herself still. But here's the interesting thing. She has unlimited choices in her language, and she isn't aware at this stage, she isn't supposed to be aware at this stage, that her daughter will be found later strangled. So her using the linguistics of strangulation out of the infinite possibilities that she could have chosen is something that, as forensic linguistic analysts, we note. So the findings, "I can't breathe." The first words chosen from infinite options reveal strangulation consciousness. This is the victim's experience leaking through. So imagine imagine witnessing the scene that's imprinted on your mind, and your choice of language if you're being deceptive, you have to manage the truth, and you have to suppress it. You have to manage the fabrication, the lie, which you're about to present to the interviewer, and you have to manage and assess the reaction of the interviewer. Am I being believed? And this causes immense cognitive load, where you're more likely to use words which are on your mind. Doesn't prove anything, but as forensic linguistic analysts, we note that it is a possibility of leakage. Where repetition, cognitive difficulty at pronoun selection reveals the amount of cognitive load that she's under. Crime scene officers who are experienced in strangulation cases will explain why a cleanup is normally needed. Let's continue with the interview.
First realized, or when did you file a missing report?
We filed a missing report. We called the police at like 4:45 yesterday, 4:45 p.m. But she actually went missing early that morning, around between 8:45 and 9 o'clock in the morning. She went missing. We had dropped her off close to the school. She wanted to walk the rest of the way. Sorry. That should be it. Sorry about that.
Okay, so we filed a missing person report. We called the police at like 4:45 yesterday. 4:45 being sensitive, but she actually, a comparison word, went missing early that morning, around between 8:45 and 9. So here we have temporal lacuna. She actually went missing early that morning. Okay, I think she gets a free pass for that because she will have been told by now by the teachers that her daughter had not signed in and therefore didn't arrive at school and therefore did actually go missing early that morning. However, if that isn't the case, then Jennifer Soto shouldn't know that she went missing early in the morning. But I think in this case that she gets a free pass for that, for those linguistics. However, we, not I, most of the time when a daughter is missing, the mother goes into the I pronoun. They become, they don't share responsibility. They don't connect with the eventual perpetrator, which Soto does consistently. Around between, double hedging on the critical time period. That's important. And we have sensitivity of the times. The unfortunate noise in the background, which made her smile, we noted. I don't think that that is too relevant to us in the analysis. It isn't the case that she was presenting a fabrication and a lie, was recognizing that that fabrication and lie was being accepted by whoever she was lying to, and the slight smile of victory almost that comes with the body as a micro expression when you're getting away with a lie, and we call that duper's delight. It's more of a nervous laugh, and she knows it's wrong. She's biting her lip. She's trying to suppress it. It's strange. It's weird. But it wasn't that arrogant happiness that you get when you're getting away with a lie. However, extremely strange. So, we had dropped her off. Dropped her off again is the linguistics possibly of the body being dumped. So the trauma of it all is burned in her mind. She's thinking of the actual crime. She's thinking of the crime scene, clear up of the mess. She's thinking of Stephan Stearns putting her in the vehicle and dropped her off. And she's using the linguistics now to explain the fabrication of dropping her off close to the school. So she is aware of the plan because Stephan Stearns uses similar linguistics. What she wanted. How does she know that she wanted? She's saying that in other words, she's claiming that she dropped her daughter off, and she's now claiming that she knows what she wanted. But possibly because she's claiming that Stephan Stearns claimed this. Sorry. That should be it. Sorry about that. We will often see the word sorry in forensic linguistics and crime scenes from those that are involved. We dropped her off. Again, Madeline isn't mentioned at school. Close to school. Being close to the school is sensitive. She wanted to walk. So the excuse as to why they didn't drop her off at school is because she wanted to walk the rest of the way. So we have here victim blaming to some degree. Critical. The repetition of close to school. She wanted to walk the rest of the way indicates rehearsed script. Self-correction from at school to close to school reveals the importance in her mind of the specific wording. It'll be interesting when we look at Stephan Stern's interview as to how much we have the evidence of a scripted story. The agency transfer she wanted, so Madeline is responsible for not being dropped at school. The victim becomes responsible. We creates confusion about who is present. Let's go on with the next stage of the interview.
We dropped her off at school, close to school. She wanted to walk the rest of the way. I'm not sure what I'm allowed to share.
You share whatever you feel comfortable.
In cases of disappearance and parents finding it difficult to know what to say, they will often use the excuse of, because of the police investigation, that suddenly they're not allowed to give any information to the public. It's a tactic used in order not to have to give detail, because you're consciously scared of slipping up. So they hide behind the, oh, I'm not sure how much we're allowed to say excuse.
Sharing. I know you had conversations with detectives. Not sure what that conversation is, but whichever you feel comfortable sharing, that we'll put the awareness out there.
Yeah, she was spotted walking by the church, by the middle school, on the cameras. They saw her hang out in the parking lot for a little bit and then get up and leave. They didn't see a vehicle or anything else. They just saw her walk away around 9 a.m. heading towards the school, but she never made it. Yeah.
What has the school said? Have you given in contact with the school?
Yes, that they're doing everything they can. They've given me all their resources. The principals called me. They've looked at their cameras. I don't think they've caught anything on the cameras that's too far away from the sidewalk. Everything is too grainy, so they can't see specific faces.
Okay. So, I'm not sure what I'm allowed to share. This is an unprompted restriction. No one limited her. There is no police advising her not to say anything. This is self-censorship. This is worry about what she might reveal. She goes on to say, from time to time, she will leave her cell phone at home accidentally. Accidentally. And that's actually what happened yesterday. She left her phone at home. She went to school. But that happens from time to time. She's introducing the normality factor, and the excuse, the reason why. She's got ADHD and her memory, she's very forgetful. So this is, again, victim blaming. And what's important to Jennifer is to introduce a valid reason as to why. So it's not important to find her daughter, and it's not important to appeal to the public. In fact, she says she's unsure how much she can actually appeal. What's very important to her is giving the reason why the telephone is not with her daughter, and to blame her daughter for that, and in effect blame the entire situation on her daughter. Yeah, no maternal protection. blames the child. We spoke about her birthday party. She had a birthday party on Sunday, and she had a great time. I couldn't make it because I was working, but she had an amazing time, and she was so happy with all her gifts. And I, deception marker, told her, not wished her, told her good night. And yeah, that was it. Huge deception markers, whatever follows the three I's. This isn't stuttering, this is her not using her broker to choose the word, the unconscious part of the brain which selects language. This is conscious choice, and she's unsure, she's gaining courage for the fabrication. I was the one who took that, that's the reason why. Was the one who took her, this is very, very interesting. So whenever you see this pattern, almost always we then have an important piece of fabrication afterwards. And in this case, we have her saying that she was the one. I was the one. So it's no longer we took her to school. She's saying I was the one. I was the one who took her to school in the morning. And then she abandons the lie here and replaces it with that was my partner, but yeah. I was the one who took her to school. That was my partner, but yeah. Okay. The triple I stutter represents extreme cognitive guilty, the highest level of deception stress. Immediate correction from self to partner reveals guilty knowledge. The triple I stutter. And then that was it. Terminal language, indicating the finality of the entire situation. And then the immediate correction, claiming that she took her to school, and then, not me, and then corrects it to her partner. So she has gone from we took her to school to I took her to school to forget all of that, my partner took her to school. In the space of her first few paragraphs, we have lie after lie after lie. And she's supposed to be appealing to find her daughter, not presenting lie after lie after lie.
But they've looked. I'm just waiting to hear anything else from them.
Is this normal behavior?
Anything else? Not just waiting to hear finding my daughter. Just anything else.
Not at all.
To just not show up or call or text or anything?
Not at all, no. She, from time to time, she will leave her cell phone at home accidentally, and that's actually what happened yesterday. She left her phone at home. She went to school. But that happens from time to time. She's got ADHD, her memory. She's very forgetful. So yeah, there's no way to track her right now because the detectives now have her phone. But this isn't normal behavior now.
What was the last thing, I guess, the conversation that you two had, you and your daughter?
We spoke about her birthday party. She had a birthday party.
What an excellent question.
So if you want to make a remote income from home, and you're a beginner, meaning right now you have
I don't know what you think.
friends, the friends' parents, you've contacted and went through every single person?
Everyone that we know that she knows, we've contacted them all, reached out to them.
Okay, let's continue with the analysis. So she says, we've contacted them all, reached out to them, the parents have gone out to search, not her has gone out to search, and look for her as well, and we haven't come up with anything yet. So again, we dominates, she hasn't searched. The parents, who? Passive construction, haven't come up with, versus active searching. There's zero personal action. Everyone else is acting, and she becomes the observer. She then goes on to say, a lot of people have asked me to volunteer, like if there is no one, if they can do one, there I have people passing out flyers, going to every store in that vicinity, gas station, church. I think people are being stopped in the street this morning in front of the school. So notice, her involvement is zero. She is not looking for her daughter. When parents of missing children are involved and know that there is no point in searching, they do the natural thing, which is not get involved in the completely unnecessary search for a person who has passed away. And in fact, they're not interested in the body being found. So they just don't get involved in the search. And we find this pattern repeated again and again. If parents aren't looking for their children, that's a huge red flag. So she becomes the observer. She's not actually participating in the search for her missing daughter.
Parents have gone out to search and look for her as well, and we haven't come up with anything yet.
I've seen a lot of posts.
We haven't come up with anything yet. So most people would be, we haven't found her, not we haven't come up with anything yet.
On Facebook, Hunters Creek rants and raves and what have you. Did people say that they were going to conduct some type of like search party or anything?
A lot of people have asked me to volunteer, like if there is one, if they can do one. I have people passing out flyers, going to every store in that vicinity, a gas station, church. I think people were being stopped in the street this morning in front of the school to see if they've seen anything, if they've heard anything. My family they're going all out right now. Yeah.
I know as a mother, a lot is going on in your brain.
So much.
To bring her back home. What have the law enforcement told you that you are able to share?
I mean, that they're doing the best they can. They've had
law enforcement have not told her anything about not being able to share anything. This is entire fabrication. So you'll have noticed her struggle there.
Detectives come out, interview us. They took a piece of her clothing for the canine dog to see if they can sniff her out.
The unconscious chose sniff her out, which is the language of death.
I'm not sure when that's being done.
Do you have any inkling where she possibly could be? Like if you would say, okay, last time I went to work and came back, she was at James' house or Sabrina's house, and maybe I forgot to check that house, or she played at this park one week and maybe she went back there or something like that.
We've looked everywhere we could have thought, and anywhere she would have been. She would have known to wait for me at the school. But we did check if she could have walked. My mom's office is close to the school. We checked there. We checked the walking paths that she could have taken. We've checked all of her friend's house.
Okay. So we have an immediate plurality problem there. We've checked all of her friend's house indicates many. Sorry, we've checked all of her indicates many. House indicates singular.
I think we've checked everywhere I could think of, honestly.
What do you think?
Doesn't need to use the word honestly with your daughter missing. Okay, let's carry on with the analysis. I mean that they're doing the best they can, because you're not. I mean, they're doing the best they can. They've had detectives come out. Not I've had detectives come out, not I'm doing the best I can. They're rather. They took a piece of her clothing for the canine dog. This is supposed to be apologies for the transcription error. To see if they can sniff her out. I'm not sure when that's being done. Critical, yes, sniff her out. This is language of decomposition at the unconscious level, and she had unlimited choice of words to use. She uses the phrase sniff for her own daughter, whose name she cannot use. This is language of decomposition and hidden bodies, not living missing children. Parents say track her, find her. Sniff her out implies something hidden in something else. Yeah. We have qualifiers, passive stance, I'm not sure when. That's right, they dominates. She's not searching for her child. Interviewer, do you have any inkling where she possibly could be? Soto, we've looked everywhere except you've looked nowhere. We could have thought and anywhere she would have been. So for those who have seen the previous videos, you should now start to be able to see the pattern of deception. It's a very specific, it's a very particular set of linguistics. And once you begin to recognize it as an analyst, you'll be able to see the difference between normal, truthful communication and this stuttering, broken, fractured style of linguistics that humans use when we are deceptive. She could have walked. My mum's office is close to the school. We checked there. We checked the walking paths that she could have taken. We've checked all of her friends' house. Yes. So because of here we have the beginnings of the fracture. Think we've checked everywhere. I think we've checked everywhere. I could think of honestly. The lie needed this support. Would have known to wait. Counterfactual reveals knowledge she never made it. We dominates again. I think honestly. Okay. The interviewer asks, what do you think? Excellent question. Soto. Oh gosh, I just had to tip my tongue. This might be a transcription error. What was she wearing? She was last seen wearing a green hoodie, black shorts, white Crocs, a black JanSport backpack with grey. Okay, so this is normal, but I believe that it's pre-planned on it. That's now Jennifer Soto says in other interviews that she was in bed that morning and didn't see her daughter. And she says that Stephan Stearns is the one that dropped her off. In this interview, she claims we dropped her off, I dropped her off, Stephan dropped her off. Her ability to know what she was wearing, if one of those lies is true, is not possible. And she can't even remember what she had planned with Stephan Stearns to say. Last seen wearing. It's also the language of law enforcement. When somebody starts acting, they will often use the language of police TV shows when they're acting, when they're being deceptive. Detailed description. Let's play the interview.
Oh gosh, I just had it tip of my tongue.
Ah, that's why. It was him.
What was she wearing?
She was last seen wearing a green hoodie, black shorts, white Crocs, a black JanSport backpack with gray hibiscus flowers on it. That's about it.
And you said this is not like her.
Not at all.
To run away, an argument, anything like that to provoke her?
She's never done anything like this, no. And we haven't had any arguments recently to have this outcome.
Okay. Have this outcome. We haven't had any arguments recently that would justify having this outcome. Outcome is absolutely the wrong linguistics. And also outcome lends itself to knowing what the outcome is. We have in terms of the timeline, with Madeline's body not being discovered yet, it is a missing person. And yet Jennifer Soto describes it as knowing the outcome. This is incorrect. This is incorrect. She's never done anything like this. No, and we haven't had any arguments recently to have this outcome. Arguments recently to have this outcome. She unconsciously links arguments to outcome. The word outcome is clinical, distance. It's not how you describe a missing child. She's revealing arguments did. She's revealing arguments did lead to this outcome. She links the arguments to the result despite the denial. There is no need to link these arguments to the outcome, and yet she does. We haven't had arguments yet. Who is we? She does create ambiguity. And then we have the unprompted denial.
What school?
Hunters Creek Middle School.
Tom, any questions?
No.
Is there anything that you think our viewers would need to know about the way you're feeling, the way the family's feeling, Madeline?
We are desperate for any answers, anything that you could do to help. I'm here for it. Just please, if you see my daughter, just please bring her home. I just hope you're okay, Maddie. I hope you're safe. I hope you're not hurt. I just hope she's okay.
Okay, she couldn't help herself, even at the end there. I just hope she is okay. So she abandons the appeal to her daughter. You'll have noticed the entire fractured nature of the appeal. We do need baseline in forensic linguistics and statement analysis. She is completely off baseline. So the interviewer says, how to get home by herself, as if like that's just, say, an Uber. Okay, she says, correct. I'm not sure. I don't know if she would know how to get home. Maybe. I mean, I'm thinking if someone got in the car with her and if she pointed the way, she probably could figure out how to get. So she's saying that her daughter doesn't know her address. She doesn't know the full address. I don't think she does. I'm not sure. Yes, notice that. I'm not sure. Maybe. Probably. I don't think. Stress indicators. Someone got in the car with her. It's unprompted. She can't commit to... So, would most 12-year-old or just 13-year-old children know their home address? Let's go back to the video.
When did you notice that she was missing? Because this was at the beginning of the morning.
She got dropped off in the morning. We did not notice until after school pickup at 4 o'clock when I went to go pick her up and she wasn't at school.
So we're going in 24 hours now.
Yeah.
Just about.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Nothing. No word. No text message. No messages anywhere from her. I've looked at all her social medias. I've looked at all her games she could have played with. Any app. No weird conversations. Nothing strange. Everything was conversations with just normal friends or us.
Just normal friends.
She knows how to get home by herself, as if, like, let's just say, to take a bus or an Uber or something like that. She would know how to get home alone, correct?
I'm not sure.
You've never worn these shoes, don't be my New Balance in blue. Raised on pure.
I don't know if she would know how to get home. Maybe, I mean, if someone got in the car with her and if she pointed the way, what roads, she probably could figure out how to get, but like, does she know her full address? I don't think she does.
Which would give me it just puts in my brain that she always comes home with someone.
She always comes home with me.
There's no need for her to really learn. Okay. And you said no time? I think that was everything. Alright, the first question is if I can get your first.
Okay, let's continue with the analysis. The final plea. We are desperate for any answers. Anything you could do to help. I'm here for it. Just please, if you see my daughter, just please bring her home. I just hope you're okay, Maddie. I hope you're safe. I hope you're not hurt. I just hope she's okay. So she broke the pattern and immediately abandoned the use of her daughter's name. She mentions the word daughter once. And she mentions her daughter's name once. This is a very rare occurrence. Yes, this is important. The switch from you to she, even in direct address, reveals psychological distance from her daughter. When criminals and victims are under pressure, the criminal will distance from the victim. And in this case, we have extreme distancing from her daughter. So, in this very short interview, we have a large number of deception indicators. I can't breathe. We believe that this is the possibility. With leakage, it's only always a possibility, but it's so common, and eventually you start to recognize it. We have close to school, wanted to walk the whole. Yes, it does seem rehearsed. It seems extremely rehearsed. The triple I stutter, maximum deception difficulty. Complete morning void, the crime time concealment. The persistent we, unity with the perpetrator maintained. The victim blaming, and the fact that she is responsible for not being dropped at school by we, I, and him. 3 separate choices. No maternal language. There is no genuine, absolute panic and fear that we see in genuine cases. So, the AI says it's pretty unlikely that she's telling the truth, and pretty likely that she is using deception. What people don't say is often as important as what they do say. Yeah, the morning has disappeared. In her linguistics, she's happy to talk about the night before in terms of deception, and she's happy to talk about the Monday in terms of deception. But the crime scene clear up is completely missing in her linguistics. When attempting to say who took Madeline to school, she says, I, and then goes on to say him. What isn't included? Where is my baby? I'm going crazy. She must be so scared. This is the expected pattern. Instead, what we have, I can't breathe. We're all a wreck. She's forgetful, has ADHD. She wanted to walk. Other people are searching. I couldn't make it to the birthday party. She, her, victim blaming. That was it. Also, the pronoun distribution is interesting. This is what concerns me the most. She is consistently finding unity with the actual perpetrator. And here, the unexpected, she doesn't use her daughter's own name. She can hardly say the word daughter. Madeline has literally been relegated to she in Jennifer Soto's mind. Yeah, we have extreme sensitivity. So that brings us to the conclusion of this analysis, and we will then tomorrow look at Stearns. Okay, thank you so much everyone for subscribing, and if you do hit that notification bell to receive the Stearns analysis, I would be very, very grateful. Okay, enjoy the rest of the day.